Welcome back to the channel. Today on GeekyTechyCool, we are going to go over the top 5 things I wouldn't buy again from all the gadgets and crap that I have bought off of Amazon. Let's get into it. Well, thank you for coming back. I really appreciate it. If you are not a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button down below. Hit the little notification bell. Give the video a like. I really, really appreciate it. We're going to start with the Albui USB Switch. Basically, this was a solution to be able to use my Mac, which is this MacBook here, with my PC. And I wanted to be able to have a USB switch to run my keyboard and my mouse so that I didn't have to have 2 separate keyboards and mice laying around, or a wireless little micro solution or something for when I needed to use the Mac. So the first one I bought is the one I'm showing you now. And that switch just didn't flat out work. Like there was nothing about it that worked. It didn't turn on. It didn't pass power along to my keyboard and mouse. It did nothing. It literally was a brick. I ended up returning that back immediately after I bought it. And then I ended up buying the switch, or the Ugreen USB switch. That is what I would recommend. If you are looking for a USB switch that's easy to use, plug and play, and seems to work, the Ugreen unit is the one to buy. And I'll say something about Ugreen in general. I have a few other devices from them, like a Thunderbolt adapter. I have a NVMe SSD external hard drive case, and all of their stuff has worked quite well. Do not buy the Albui USB 3.0 switch. Buy the Ugreen unit instead. Links are going to be in the description for both devices. If you want to try your hand at the cheaper one, by all means, go for it, but I'll tell which one is which in there as well. So on to the next thing. We're going to talk about these 2 lights. This light is the Ulanzi Cube Light. So it's just a small little cube light with a cold shoe mount on the bottom to mount it to basically anything with a cold shoe. It's got some cold shoe mounts on the sides of the light, and then it has the light switch itself. All right, so cool. If you notice though, right, so that switch is a little finicky. That's thing number 1. Right, so right now it's off, but it's not really. It didn't actually click. So that's the first thing. The switch doesn't necessarily work all the time. Sometimes I'll go to turn the thing on and it actually doesn't turn on, or it turns on randomly, or it doesn't turn on at all. And then I've got to jiggle around the switch and kind of give it a couple smacks, and then it'll work. The other thing is, if you go from like on, right, so that's barely, that's the bottom setting or the lowest setting, and it advertises a dimmer switch, right, and then this is turning it up. So there's 1 level, 2 levels-ish, kind of gradually turned that time, and then that's the peak brightness, okay? So 1, it's $12. So trying to return a $12 item to Amazon is, I mean, that's kind of a joke. Why? And 2 is it works. I mean, it's a bright light. It's not a good accurate light. So I got frustrated with that from the second that I bought it. I was like, this is not as accurate as described. They talk about how the dimmer works quite well, and they talk about how it's very adjustable. So I ended up swapping that light for this Viltrux Light. This right here, this is worth every freaking penny. It's about 3 times as much, I think. But this light, 1, it's rechargeable. So this one requires batteries. This one's rechargeable. And this one also gets incredibly bright, and it does it gradually across the entire spectrum. This light is a wonderful piece of equipment because you get the magnetic diffuser with it, for 1. 2, the dimmer switch actually dims appropriately. I'm turning it down as we talk. And the other part that's really amazing is it has an LED or an LCD panel on the back that give you a readout of what mode you're in, the brightness, all that jazz, as well as battery level. So the battery on this is quite good. For my use, varying differences, it works quite well. And the thing I like about it the most is it works really well as a key light. So I've used it as that quite often, as well as just a vlog light. You know, this is on its lowest setting. And so on its lowest setting, I get good light on my face, and I'm able to see myself when I'm using things like the Osmo with the little adapter for a microphone. So anyway, good light. If you just need a light that's bright as hell, this is quite bright. With the diffuser that's on here doesn't really work all that great. Let me make a comparison for you. So there's this. This is the Viltrux Light, full brightness. Quite bright. Hurts my eyeballs. And here's the Cube Light, full brightness. Again, hurts the eyeballs. Anyway, I prefer this light for just the reliability. But if you need a bright light and you need it cheap, not a bad option. Again, both links in the description. Take a look at either one. This is the 50-in-1. It's the 50-in-1 action camera kit. So, you know, that's super generic. The suction cup mount that it comes with is garbage. It's a 50-piece kit for like 30 bucks or less. But the plastic is extremely brittle. The gaps are different on each piece. And they give you little joints and things to kind of, you know, to mess with, to get angles and stuff that you need. It's a piece of junk kit. Oh yeah, I trust my $400 GoPro on something like this. It's just not a good idea. Invest in some quality stuff. But if you need just kind of like odds and ends connections to like MacGyver some stuff together, like I ended up MacGyvering this mount together, right, out of a clamp and kind of a straight piece that has mounts on it. And I just used the standard DJI Osmo case, and I mounted it to this. I had to cut this up and break some things to be able to get this to work and counterlever the weight properly on that little device. I would have felt like crap if I had bought really nice action camera or DJI or GoPro branded equipment to do that with. So this is great for MacGyvering things together or for, you know, kind of experimenting, I guess. But it's not a very good quality kit. I would not buy it expecting good things from it and being able to invest or trust your devices on something like this. So probably wouldn't buy it again unless I needed parts for some random project. Next up, we're going to go ahead and do the OEM Tools organizer system. So I don't have it anymore because it was such awful crap. I returned it immediately. And the organizer kit that I actually bought in its place is organized in my socket bin in my toolbox, and I'm not going to go dig all that out right now. Basically, the OEM kit that came in the mail is this organizer system that sits with these rods straight up and down. And the rods themselves, they are so badly designed that they would get thicker through the size of the socket as it went up, even if the socket itself was the same size of drive. So like if you have a 1/4-inch drive socket or a 1/2-inch drive or 3-inch drive socket, it would change the shank shaft diameter so your socket couldn't fit on as you got higher up in sizes for the actual size of the socket. So I was organizing my 1/4-inch and 3/8 drive sockets to get all the stuff put away nicely, and guess what? Nope, not going to happen because they don't fit, which means they won't go in the drawer properly and it won't close. A giant waste of time and a giant waste of money. I ended up buying a generic magnetic clip-in style socket organizer, which works amazingly better, and it's universal, and I don't have to worry about any problems. So go that route. Don't mess with these organizers. They're a joke. Last but not least is the eyeglass kit. Little doodad, right? It has pads on it, and you clean your glasses with it, and it has a little cleaning solution or cleaning pad built into its little carrying case. It's garbage. It doesn't work. At least not for someone like me who's slightly anal retentive about having gunk and smearing and streaks on my glasses. If I'm going to clean my glasses and go the extra effort to buy something like this, I'm going to want it clean every time. And I'm going to want it clean perfectly every time. I don't want to deal with streaks and weird stuff on my glasses. So my solution are a set of these. Again, links in the description. These are just a standard microfiber cloth. I found that almost every single brand I've purchased that has some kind of version of an eyeglass cloth works beautifully every time. I can clean my glasses. They are consistently clean. And you know what? In the end, it does its job like it's supposed to. I'm not asking for much. Just do the thing you say you're going to do. Just do it correctly. Anyway, if you'd like to see a full review on any of these products, so if you want me to take a deeper dive into the light or anything that I'm keeping, the USB switch, the stuff like that, please comment below and let me know. I'm happy to dive into anything that you're curious about. At this point, I just kind of wanted to go over some of the things that I've bought and used, specifically for the channel. If you like anything that you saw, the links will be in the description below, as well as, you know, kind of my pointers on which one's which. All of these links are affiliate links, so anything you purchase through that link is going to help my channel. Thanks again for stopping by. I truly appreciate it. Your views mean the world to me, and any traction on these videos is just, it's phenomenal to watch. I don't know what to say. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I post a video. And don't forget to subscribe to our podcast, the GeekyTechyCool cast. We're live on Google Podcasts and a bunch of other platforms as well. Or you can just go direct linking to anchor.fm/GeekyTechyCool. Have a great day, everybody. I hope to see you around in the next one. Bye. Bang, bam, 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 right? right, zoom, 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 zoom.